Like, the problem is like nobody else out here can like hear the sound effects, so they're just like, what are they doing?
Nice. Yeah.
What was the value of working for the Army, working for Gulfstream? What was the value of doing that first?
I think I had to build confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not only that, I'm kind of stupid. So truth be told, and I was like, I'm just a number, but I'm a damn good mechanic. Sorry for my French.
Okay, you're a what mechanic?
I'm a mechanic. And I was really good, and I thought I could run a company, I can run teams, I know how to do this. And then I realized, holy crap, this is a lot of work.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Tom Lelly. I'm your ultimate jet guide, and today we're pulling back the curtain on aviation sales to help you get started with no experience necessary. I got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Joe Peebles.
How's it going?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Tom? Great to see you, man.
Kind of curious how you got into aviation, and then I know at one point in the story, you know, it's your own business now.
Yeah.
And so what was that like? And just painting the picture for someone that is looking from the outside in. They're like, you want to get into aviation? I know you had the mechanic background.
Yeah.
But some of these people, they want to get into aviation and they don't have a pilot or they're not a mechanic. And so they're looking at maybe the sales side. That's why they're stuck with me.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, they could have you as a mentor. But now, sorry, you're stuck with me for the sales side. But can you take us through that journey real quick?
I cheated. I joined the Army, you know, and I learned how to be a mechanic in the Army. And that was interesting. But I did fall in love with maintenance at that point in my career. And before that, I wasn't mechanically inclined. I didn't work on my cars.
Really?
Well, I didn't even have a car. I didn't work on my parents' cars. I was 18. I didn't do anything. I just played video games and kind of, did teenager things, right? So I joined the Army, figured out that I could be a mechanic on helicopters. I actually joined the Army to be a grunt. My dad was infantry. I was like, I'm going to be Rambo. You know, that's what I wanted to do. And my dad was like, no, you're going to go work on helicopters. So I did it, and I was actually really good at it. Really eye-opening for me. I really started to like it, and then I started crewing helicopters as well as a door gunner, and that's where I found out I liked flight. I did that and really enjoyed it. Found out the real purpose of why I do my work, because before I ever flew, I took my job very seriously as a maintainer. Right? There's two guys getting in a helicopter. I'm going to do the maintenance on that helicopter, and there's no stopping at 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet to check your tires, you know, or to check your engine oil, or to check that bolt to make sure it's in right. So you've got to be real meticulous in that job. And I really respected it before I started flying. But after I started flying, I was working on something I really understood, like the importance of doing my job right.
Gotcha.
And I think that, you know, you're talking about what's the mindset of coming into aviation. I think that the biggest mindset on the maintainer side and the operator side is safety. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that every time that airplane goes up, it's got to come down safely.
By extension, when you're working with sales, you're relying on that team for safety.
For sure.
Because I don't want to have to know so much about a jet that I can fix it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to the Army to go through that. I'm relying on you.
Yeah.
You know, and so having those relationships, I think, is huge. And so I think for the sales side, it is that taking responsibility for that safety that comes with it. So you're not just selling anything.
Yeah.
You want to sell a good product.
Yeah.
You're not just doing whatever it takes to get the deal across the line. You make sure you're doing the deal right.
Right.
You know, and so I think that's huge, and I appreciate, you know, you sharing that.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you to transition from the guy that fixes things to the guy that not only has to fix them, but first has to go find the clients, has to market to the clients, has to close the clients, and then you get to fix, you know, do what you really like to do?
Well, it's really interesting, because the problem is I thought I was a really good mechanic, and I thought I could run a business.
Because you're a really good mechanic. I can run a business. Yeah.
I can fix airplanes. I can literally fix airplanes blindfolded at this point in my life. That is only 5 to 10% of owning a business. You've got to jump into sales. You've got to jump into marketing. You've got to learn some accounting. You've got to understand what profit margins look like. You got to find insurance. You know, you got to get a business card, set up an email.
You got to make hats.
Do a website. You got to make dope hats, you know? And so it's like, there's so much stuff. You got to network. People got to know who you are. So I first started trying to start a business in 2015. I lost my job at Gulfstream. Okay. And I was like, I'm just a number, but I'm a damn good mechanic. Sorry for my French, but I'm a really good mechanic. So yeah, man, I was really good, and I thought I can run a company, I can run teams, I know how to do this. And then I realized, holy crap, this is a lot of work.
And then you
and-
realized.
Yeah, well, I had
That's what
three.
it is.
I had 3 full-time jobs. I was a director of maintenance. I was a quality assurance manager. So 2 different jobs right there. And then I was also AAG technician, right? So I was doing that, and I was doing the side hustle of JP Aero, trying to create this. I started the business, and I started to get some traction on work while I had the other jobs.
Mhm.
And I thought, okay, I can get this figured out. We made like 1 or 2 jobs where I made like my monthly salary
Yeah.
in 3 days, and I was like, okay, I've got this. I can do this. So I quit the job.
I know where that's going.
Yeah, so
oh man,
so I
know
quit
where
the
this is
jobs.
going.
I called my wife. I'm like, babe, we're done. I'm quitting. You know, I'm calling all my bosses today, and I'm quitting. So I quit the jobs, and we didn't get a call for 3 months. Not a single call for 3 months. And I was just like, holy crap, what am I doing? But I think the mindset of the entrepreneur is both feet in.
Both feet in.
No matter what.
Yes, I like that. Okay.
Like, you just got to jump and do it. And I felt like I had my jobs and I had my business, and I was like 1 foot in and 1 foot out of both. And I was giving half to each. And like I said, I got a little ballsy, and it was like, I'm going to do this, you know? And I think you got to have a little bit of tenacity. You got to have a little bit of drive. You got to be a little crazy, you know, because you're not going to have that security anymore, you know? And that's what kept me at that job. Yeah.
What was the value of working for the Army, working for Gulfstream? What was the value of doing that first? And do you wish you started out on your own before, or did you kind of have to go through or saw value in working for somebody else for a little while? Because a lot of people, they come into av sales and they're like, yeah, there's no license certification to be a jet broker or charter broker. Like, I'll just go start my own brokerage.
I think I had to build confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not only that, I'm kind of stupid. So truth be told, and that's just how I feel, right? A lot of people think, oh man, you're so smart, blah, blah, blah. You figure all this stuff out. But really, I just mess up a lot, and I learn quickly from those mistakes.
That's it.
Just got to have a little bit of courage, a little bit of self-confidence, and you've got to be able to sell the crap out of yourself, even when nobody believes in you, and even when you don't believe in you.
And I think there's value in, like you said, that confidence and building that first. Because like I said, a lot of people want to jump in, and I just don't think that's the best thing for a lot, especially if they've never been in aviation before.
Yeah.
They don't know what they don't know. They don't know who they don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're just going to make mistakes.
Well, I will say this, man. Every course that I've ever taken, everything that I've ever done, I've failed at least 3 times. I'm super hard-headed, but if I put my mind to something, I'm probably going to end up doing it. I'm going to learn really the hardest way, and it's just the way I'm built.
And you've also invested in yourself with other sales training or mindset coaching and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I did a lot of coaching. What I did was I saw people who were doing really well in business, and I said, I want to be around these people. So how can I get around these people?
Yep.
Who are the people that, you know, are influencing me, and how can I get close to them? So there were a couple coaching groups that I joined. There were a couple of people that I met, and I tried to get in the same vicinity as them, just to learn. If I can't learn from talking to you, maybe I can learn from watching you, you know, because there's a saying that success leaves clues.
Yes.
If you see anybody who's successful, if you watch them, there's habits that they have. There are certain things that they do. There are ways that they carry themselves. There's ways that they dress. There's certain things that they do that you can probably pick up off of. And if you start emulating that, you will be able to find success in that space.
Yeah.
You know, always remember there has to be some authenticity to it. You have to kind of find your own path, your own way of doing it. But, you know, profit margin is profit margin. Yeah. Right? Sales is sales. Yeah. Marketing is marketing.
Yeah. So you can go from somewhere else and it not be aviation specific.
Yeah. And you can learn tactics that they are doing in order to boost their sales so that you can emulate that, so you can boost your sales, you know? So that was it, man.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
wouldn't it be great if there was a company out there that did all the business and the training and stuff that you learned, but it was about aviation? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Hit, wait. Which I'm really excited about for you.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. It's gonna be really awesome. All right, man, this is awesome. I'm sorry we went over the 10 minutes we said we were gonna do, but let's close it out so we can flip the script a little bit.
Okay.
What's one last piece of advice you would give to someone who's looking to get into aviation, maybe especially like as sales goes, like can you speak to this idea that aviation sales is not just selling private jets or charters, but there's a whole ecosystem and people can find passion and purpose and just be successful in
Yeah.
aviation through sales.
Well, if you're trying to get into sales, I can promise you this. If you're good at sales, you'll always have a job, no
Yep.
matter what, whether you're in aviation or not. But in aviation, we're a super tight-knitted group.
Yes,
You know,
I agree with
everybody tries to help everybody. And so if you want to be a part of a community of people that love to do things together, this is the group for you. So
that. Great, Joe. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot. Where can people find more information about you? Find you online, find your podcast.
Flight Level Zero podcast. You can also follow me on LinkedIn at Joe Peebles. And hey, if you're a veteran and you're out there and you're looking for any type of help, transitioning out of the military, getting into business aviation, yeah, let me get that flyer. This is it, hirevets.org. You can go there, you can sign up. There's also a QR code on this. And I don't know if you can actually
Let's try it.
get
Yeah, just
that,
hold it
but I'm
there,
gonna
yeah.
hold it right here for you.
There you go.
That's our little funnel, man. We're not going to spam you or anything. We're just going to send you some questions about who you are, what your email is, and try and get you tied into a group. One of the biggest things that we lose when we get out of the military community.
Really?
Yeah, you lose your friends, man. And so I'm trying to build a community of veterans within business aviation so that we can kind of get together and find our new family outside of the military.
That's cool.
And always support our brothers and sisters. So
That's cool.
yeah, man, I appreciate it. Sorry
right.
for the plug.
No, I wanted it. I appreciate it. Cool. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you later.
Later.